Usually when I'm talking to my clients that are thinking about buying a home, I usually like to start by telling them that they are actually becoming real estate investors when they do purchase a home. I think a lot of times people think real estate investing can be super complex, but it really can be as simple as just buy and hold, which is what a lot of my clients tend to do. Hey everyone, I just wanted you guys to know that I partnered with Bigger Pockets platform to make this video. I think it's an awesome property management software and community for other real estate investors. It gives you access to property management software like ReadyRent. It gives you access to exclusive savings at Home Depot and also access to a vetted list of contractors and any other sort of vendors that you may need. It definitely helps make real estate investing a lot easier.
So we're going to be talking about 3 ways to become a real estate investor, and they're all different in some ways, and so it's very important to find out which ways fit you and your lifestyle. Some are a little bit more hands-on, some are a little bit more hands-off, so you want to make sure that when you're making a decision as to what fits you, that you're well informed as to what kind of overhead, what kind of time, and all that good stuff.
True. And I think even more importantly is that I think it's awesome to watch a video like this. I think we're going to be informative, but it's also really important that you actually sit down and talk to a real estate professional, whether it's a realtor or a lender, just somebody that could be able to talk to you a little bit about what your actual goals are, your lifestyle, and which one might work best for you. But I think the first one we could definitely talk about, probably the one that I think is just a little bit less risky compared to the other ones. It's just that simple buy and hold, right? So if we have a client that's coming and they want to buy, whether it's a condo or a multi-unit or a single family, one of the first ways that they could invest in real estate is just simply by buying that asset and holding on to it, right? And typically, one of those things that we see is that home value tends to go up. It's not always, right? We don't want to always say that your home value is going to always go up, but typically what we see in real estate is that over time, real estate tends to appreciate, which is a pretty nice way to have an asset that's working for you, housing your family, and also growing over time.
So what Leo just mentioned is appreciation, and there's many ways that your property can appreciate, but there's actually some ways that you can, some efforts that you can take to increase that appreciation, such as finishing a basement, finishing an attic, I think statistically, the biggest ROI is actually updating the kitchen. So stuff like that is really going to boost the value of your property.
I tend to see this method the most when it comes to families, when they choose to buy that family home that they want to raise their family in and grow in. I still see buy and hold being used in that method because they're going to buy this home, they're going to hold on to it as long as their kids are going to live in it, as long as they choose to want to sell. And when they do, they're usually really happy with the equity that they've grown in it and usually pretty happy with the growth of that asset. So I like buy and hold. I think at the bare minimum, buy and hold is what most people do when they buy real estate.
Put simply, equity is the difference between the market value and the outstanding mortgage. So you're going to build equity as you're paying your property on time. Imagine it as an invincible piggy bank. So you're paying your mortgage, boom, boom, and you're depositing money into your piggy bank. So then in the future, in the case that you want to retire or just need some money for a new property or for whatever reason, you're going to have all that money right there.
Yeah, I love equity. Honestly, equity is probably one of the biggest reasons why I chose to start investing in real estate. Just instead of me throwing money away in rent, which I know is super important because obviously you need a place to live, but instead of putting that money into my own home and growing my own equity, I know that I have that just sort of building up for the moment I choose to go buy my second property, or if I want to fix something in my property. I know that I have that invisible piggy bank, and I think that's one of the nice things about real estate.
The second method of real estate investing is a little bit more complex. It's more time consuming. It's fixing and flipping. So it's important to know what it is. So you're going to pick up a property that's distressed, get a contractor to do work, and then hopefully sell it for a profit, which in some cases I have heard of people doing it and not breaking a profit. So this is a really not intermediate way of investing.
Yeah, I would say this is something for more of the seasoned pros or people that have somebody sort of guiding them along the way. But if you don't have the right team behind you, like Christian said, sometimes it could turn into something that's not as profitable. It could be something that ends up turning into something that's kind of stressful. But if you know what you're doing, you have a good team, you have somebody that's along your side sort of guiding you, and someone that you could go to if you have a question, right, or if you have a situation arise, then you should probably be in like good shoes to try it out. Once you start getting really seasoned at it, I hear that it tends to become a lot easier the more experience you have. But it is a little bit risky. You never know what sort of problems you're gonna uncover. If you're not someone that has done it ever before, it's really hard to just go in there and just guesstimate how much all these fixes are gonna cost. So if you are doing this as a newbie, it is important you got somebody that's done it before on your side. But I want to do a fix and flip. That's like my next goal. I think one of the biggest reasons behind it is I do work with investors, but I wanna do a flip myself so that I really understand all the obstacles, all the ups and downs, all those like waves of emotions you're probably feeling as a flipper. Just so I feel like I can understand my clients more, my investors more, and just like be able to be like, I've been in your shoes. This is what I would do.
Yeah, to be a better consultant.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that. I think that's what's helped me go into real estate is just having been owning my own home, buying my own multi-unit, being able to talk about the ways that I've been able to make it profitable. Just like all of that experience has like helped me help my clients and flips the next project because I want to help out some flippers. It's exciting. One of the most important numbers you should run if you are thinking about flipping a home is going to be the ARV, and it's going to be the after repair value. What this is this is obviously going to be the value of the home after you go ahead and repair it, but it's super important when you are going to go ahead and calculate your profit to know what your ARV is, because you're going to take your ARV, your after repair value, you're going to subtract all the expenses for your materials, for your contractors, for all your closing costs when you go ahead and sell it, and that should help you figure out what your profit is going to be on the actual project. That should help you decide whether or not that property itself is a good property to invest in, or if you should maybe keep looking for something that might be a little bit more profitable, or what you're looking for.
The third method to real estate investing is going to be multi-unit investing. It's very important that you calculate how much income you're actually going to be making. One of the most important numbers is cap rate, and that'll let you know how much you're actually making on the principal investment. And also, it's typically you want it to be around 5%.
I personally love the multi-unit method. It's one that I use personally, and I love it for a few different reasons. The reason being is that I think that it's a nice way to use buy and hold, but also it's a nice way to bring in some like passive income or help you pay down your living expenses. So I have a duplex right now. I rent out my first unit, I have a roommate in my second unit, and all that rent usually helps me pay off my mortgage and sometimes even a little bit more depending on how my utilities are looking. So I really like this method. I know a lot of people like to use this method in terms of like saving money on rent or bringing their living costs down, but I think it's a pretty cool method. I think one of the nice parts about having my multi-unit is that it doesn't really require a lot of work from me. Now, I know that's not the case with every single multi-unit, but my multi-unit tends to like be pretty self-functioning, and my tenants are very, very respectful of the space. So I really love them. I hope to keep them. But having a multi-unit is really nice because not only are you owning the building, so you're kind of utilizing a little bit of that buy and hold method, but you're also getting rent from your other units or the other rooms that you might be renting out to help you pay down that mortgage. So not only are you building that equity that Christian was talking to us about, but you're doing it by not really even paying it yourself, right? So you're tapping into that invisible piggy bank, not even by yourself. Other people are helping you do that while also bringing down your living expenses. I don't know about you guys, I don't know where you're living, but Chicago rent is pretty expensive.
So were you scared taking on the responsibility of being a landlord?
I'll be honest with you, bro, at first I was a little nervous about it because I do think that it was a big responsibility, and I mean, it is a big responsibility. I remember having my mom like just telling me that she was really nervous about me doing it just because I was so young. But I feel like it's been one of the best decisions of my life, like genuinely. It's given me like something to like think about, something to like worry about and maintain, but like, you know, in a good way, you know? And something to take care of. But I've been really blessed to like make the numbers work. I've been able to provide housing for my girlfriend, for my tenants, and at like an affordable rate here in Chicago. So I'm able to give them a home, not break the bank, make things work, and then still have an asset that is growing that I can pass on to my family in the future.